everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is ARNESAH. I go by ARNESAHj, and if you don't know, now you know. I am a curvy advocate, flight attendant, Miami vlogger as of now, and yeah, we're gonna film this video. Actually, I am currently in the groceries parking lot because there's just a lot of people here, so I'm waiting until it dies down. So I thought I would take this time to film the story time, flight attendant story time. So I decided to go with, I asked everybody on Instagram in a poll, and a lot of people wanted to know either scariest flight experience, craziest turbulence story, or things that happened while I was trying to become a flight attendant. So we're gonna go with the story of how I almost messed up getting hired at my company to become a flight attendant. Alrighty then, we're gonna start this off right off the rip to the application process. So your girl never aspired to be a flight attendant. I was already working in aviation and hotels at the time, so I had flight benefits, I had hotel benefits. I was making okay money for my age right after college. I didn't have student debt because I paid semester by semester by working 2 jobs. So fast forward, to be honest, I was in a situation where my parent that I lived with through college and all of that stuff got married right when I was a senior. So I felt stuck. I had been out of college like 7 or 8 months, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. All I knew is I wanted to move from where I was. So me and my best friend from college started applying to hotels because I felt like, okay, this is a good opportunity, hotels. And then also as a ramp agent, I was applying to different airlines as that. Anywho's, my friend who worked at the ticket counter always wanted to be a flight attendant for our company, and I really think you should apply with me. And I'm like, I wear boots and cargo pants and a polo to work. I'm comfortable. I stay in shape. I don't know. And she's like, well, guess what? They have 5 different bases, and 2 of them are in Florida, which is where I was thinking about moving. I didn't want to move cross country to California, but I just wanted somewhere warm. I had been to Miami and Tampa that previous year on vacation, and I really just enjoyed the South Florida warm weather, whether it be the west coast or the east coast of Florida. So that got me to apply. So I applied, didn't even think I was going to make it through the application process. Thankfully, my friends with my airline helped me fix my resume and all that good stuff. I created a profile, applied, forgot about it. I'm like, yo, I'm probably not gonna hear anything. It is what it is. Fast forward almost a month, I'm in Orlando because my friend was recertifying and training additionally. So I went down with her, free flight, free hotel. So I had money to burn just to go to, I guess, a water park, the pool. I just wanted to change the scenery, and she's like, you should come with me. So I went. We're there, and I get an email that was actually my spam folder because she texted me during her lunch break at training saying, yo, they sent out the interview process, the virtual interview process for the flight attendant position, and it closes in a little over 24 hours. Did you check your spam folder? So I'm like, oh man. So I checked my spam folder, and boom, sure enough, it's right there saying deadline this date. And I was like, ooh, crap. You have to, under it said you have to do this on a computer. Me wanting to just enjoy time, I didn't bring my MacBook on this 3 or 4 day holiday that we were taking because I was just like, we're gonna be having fun, we're gonna be drinking, we're gonna be swimming, yada yada yada. Didn't even occur to me to bring my MacBook. So that's the first thing. So she's at the training facility. Luckily, one of the trainers that worked for us told us, so there's an app for the website that they use to do the virtual interviews, and if you have a device, like a tablet or something, you could do it, but you can't have people walking behind you. So I couldn't use the hotel computer or computer office because it was an open space with like 6 or 7 computers. So I was like, oh, I brought my iPad mini. Boom. Second thing was, I didn't have real dressy per se clothing. So I went out, I bought a shirt, an inexpensive shirt, and it was a button-down shirt, and I did my makeup the best I could at the time, and I did my hair, and I went to my room, told my friends, I'm like, yo, just leave me be for a few hours. She was just finishing up training. She was able to do it in a closed office at our training facility, so she did hers. I did mine. Thought I messed it up so bad because I literally was dressed from waist up. The bottoms were like short shorts, and anyways, the lighting in the room was really bad, so I made sure to, like, luckily there's a giant window and it was sunny outside, so I just literally moved the desk in the room, moved the chair, sat in front of the window, propped up my iPad on the window like ledge. I didn't even put it on the mini desk that they had, and I did the interview. Mind you, there wasn't another person on the other side of the screen, thankfully. It was kind of like recording YouTube videos where you're talking to yourself, but you're acting like you're talking to a person in front of you. So, anywho, so I input that in the last, like, I want to say 6 hours. Crazy enough, 6 hours of the submission. Had a couple of problems trying to upload it fully on the hotel Wi-Fi, and it finally did. I completed it thinking, okay, whew, I hope I didn't mess that up too bad. So I'm thinking, they're probably gonna know I did this off the fly. I didn't prepare for this. Oh gosh, what do I do? Anyways, we're trying to drink, have fun, you know, all of this good stuff. And legitimately, the next day, unfortunately, my friends got a rejection email right off the rip. So I'm thinking, if she definitely didn't get it, she had a hospitality degree, so much customer service experience, and was always got compliments at her job as a ticket counter agent. So I'm like, there is no way in hell that if she didn't get it, I definitely didn't get it. So we get back to New York. Weeks pass, working. A few weeks later, I just happened to check my email. I wasn't doing any business opportunities or anything, so I wasn't a daily email checker like I am now. Check my email, put it this way, saying, you have been selected for the in-person interview. These are the dates that are available. These are the cities that they're in. Please let us know by this date, which was like less than a week away, which interview you would like to attend, as slots fill up quickly. Then I scroll down more, and these are the requirements for the in-person interview. So I legitimately picked the last interview, so it was 5 weeks away, I want to say. The last in-person interview in New York, or last interview, so that gave me 5 weeks. Under the requirements, it said must have a passport, your passport, in hand at the in-person interview. At the time, your girl did not have a passport. I didn't have it. Actually, my gift to myself that year for my birthday was to apply for a passport. So luckily, when I went into the post office in my hometown, there was you would sign up for appointments, which I didn't know how backed up. It was so backed up. Like, when I tell you, it was like a 4 to 6 week wait for an appointment. And I was like, oh man, when I looked it up online. So I went into the post office. Mind you, this is before I got the we want to send you to an in-person interview. And it said, and she was like, I have an appointment for, it was like September 8th or something like that. But I was like, that's fine. And she was like, actually, she looks down at her watch. She was like, the appointment I had for today is almost 15 minutes late, and after 15 minutes we can accept a walk-in. So I did the whole thing. Mind you, I have no makeup on. Let me see if I can show you guys my passport photo without showing all my information. Anyways, we had to change the angle because it is hot in Miami right now, and I guess the windshield light was burning up my phone. But anywho, so let me see if I can show you my passport photo. So keep in mind, I had no makeup on. My hair was pulled back, nothing fancy. I was running errands and thought I was just setting up an appointment. So we're just gonna say, if you can see that, look at that photo. There. Basic, and I look like I'm 12. Literally. Anywho. So yeah, sidetracked. So yeah, I do that. Then I set up my date, and I'm like, crap. My passport saying it's going to take 2 to 3 months to arrive because it's peak season for people ordering passports. And my interview is in 5 weeks. Luckily, because I work in aviation, I have a whole bunch of friends and such that know the ins and out of getting your passport and all of these things. But the problem is not because I didn't drive to an expedited passport facility where you can get it in the same day or in a week. I just did the regular process. It was already processing. Like the site said, your passport has been approved. It is processing. Give it up to 3 months for it to arrive. This is expected date of delivery, and then they give you a time range. So I was like, crap. That's a problem. There's an option for you to expedite the passport after it has already been filed. So I paid the fee. It was almost $300, I want to say. And they accepted the payment. They said, okay, your passport should arrive within 30 days. Like less than 30 days. We're expecting more like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, great, the trip is in 5 weeks. So I did that. I got my passport a week, I want to say, before my interview. Let's see what day of issue it is. Yep. Okay, so yeah, I got it a week and a half before my interview. I got my passport on August 7th, or date of issue was August 7th. End of August, I now go to said interview in New York City. So get to the interview place, I do everything, I sign in and all that. They call your ID, your information, and all of that stuff, making sure you are who you say you are. And then we get upstairs and like, okay, everybody, please have your passports handy. We're gonna walk around to collect. I freak because you can't leave once you get into the interview. And I said, I lost my passport. It's like I must have dropped it somewhere downstairs or right outside. Like I swear I had it after I left my car. I can't find it. One of the interviewers was super duper sweet. She's like, okay, you can't leave this area, but I can go downstairs and see if the security has found it or whatever. After I'm like freaking out for 10 minutes, she goes downstairs and she's looking and looking and looking and looking and looking. Mind you, no cell phone usage, so I don't have my cell phone on me. I don't have this lady's number. I just know her name. Gisela was very nice. She's going to look, and literally like 3 minutes after she left, I found my passport in a hidden pocket in my hand purse. I felt like an idiot. Mind you, this lady's like, come back up. She's like, I'm sorry, they didn't find it. I'm like, I found it. I'm so sorry. So I had this interviewer literally on a wild goose chase because I had my passport the entire friggin' time. So I'm like, that's it. I'm not getting the job. It is what it is. So that actually relaxed me because I'm like, I'm still curious about the process. I'll go through the entire day. They weren't sending people home during the interview at this time. I don't know if that has changed. So I was like, yeah, I don't have the job. But at this time, I was somewhat invested. To the whole process, I go home. I don't even think about it because I don't think that I'm getting hired. Boom, another angle. I'm just hitting y'all with angles today. So I finished the process. I was kind of bummed that I effed up the interview because I really wanted to move out of New York State at this time. And I had to work both my jobs the next day. So I worked my day hotel job, and then I went to work for the overnight shift at the airport. This now 7 to 3. Got out of work, and I actually needed new steel toe boots for work because mine were starting to talk. If you do manual labor or construction, you know that a lot of steel toe boots, like because the heel is so heavy and you're putting so much pressure, eventually you want to break them in and have that line by your foot, but eventually the metal will start to show because it wears at the front. So I was like, I need new steel toe boots. So thinking I'm not going to get hired, I was like, let me make this investment and get a really nice pair. So I go to the shoot apartment right after I get out of the hotel, not even checking my phone. I'm driving about 20 something minutes because there was traffic at the time, and got into the mall, and I noticed my phone's on silent. So I go to the shoot apartment to look at some steel toes, and my phone at the time vibrated when I had a voice message. So I listened to the voice message, and it's this exactly. Hi, this is from the company I'm working for, and please give me a call back when you get this message. Super sad, super monotoned. And I'm like, at the time they told us we're gonna call everybody regardless if we want to hire you or not, just because a lot of people want this job, and we're tired of getting phone calls and emails wondering if people are going on to the next step. So I was just like, she's calling me to tell me I didn't get it. I called the number back, and they're like, hello, this is such and such and such and such, and we asked who you're calling for. So told me to call her back at this number, and I'm like, okay, please hold. She's on a phone call with somebody else. They're just going through the list from the interview yesterday. And I was like, oh man, I messed up so bad. So I finally get put through to her. So she's like, this is remember yesterday, real monotones, when we said that we were gonna call everybody within this amount of time, was like a week or two, to let you know whether or not we want to hire you and send you to training or not. And I'm like, yeah. So she's like, you are the first person I called and you failed. Dead, deceased. Could you not? I freaked. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Like, I just got out of my first job. I was driving, then I was at the store. I couldn't hear my phone. She's like, no. She's like, calm down. Just take a deep breath. Calm down. I'm like, okay. And she was like, calm down. I actually want to send you to training. I was like, wait, what? Huh? I screamed in the middle of the shoot apartment, in the middle of the mall. And people are staring at me at this time. So we talk for a few minutes. She tells me, okay, I'm going to send you this package. You have to do this, this, and this, and go to this for testing, and this, and this, and this. Like, it's a whole big thing, like, to be a flight attendant, drug testing, background check. And she's like, if all of that clears, which of course I knew because I'd already worked in aviation and for an airline and for a hotel that do basically the same thing. She's like, if that all goes through, we want to send you to our first class at the end of the year. Yeah, so that's how your girl. Oh, that's not even the end. That's not even the end. Third strike on how I almost effed up. Well, I didn't almost F up. They sent me the paperwork to go get drug tested and the background stuff. So I filled out everything I need to fill out online. I sent in the paper form. I sent it in a prioritized like mail folder that was already paid for. So I literally had to put in for a day off in advance to try and go get tested on that day. And I get a phone call, and she's like, hey, is there any reason why we haven't received your drug test? And I was like, oh, I still have like almost 3 weeks left. And she's like, no, honey, like it was due the month prior. So this at this time was, yeah, August. It was due the beginning of September. Yeah. And I thought it was due the beginning of October. Anyways, put it this way. The date was wrong on the form. And I don't know if it was because of her handwriting or a clerical error, because there was a class like literally right like 2 weeks after me, but it was due 2 weeks before I thought it was. And she's like, yeah, like the deadline is tomorrow and mail doesn't come in tomorrow because it's a Sunday. So I'm kind of wondering like why we haven't received, like we got our mail today and why we haven't received your drug test. And I literally was like, no, it's like I still want to do this, like this is like I'm invested, like I already told all my bosses. She's like, well, what happened? So I literally had to take a photo of the envelope she sent with the date, I don't know if it was her handwriting or somebody else's, and email it to her to send proof that my date was wrong. She's like, okay, I see what happened. Like, I think your envelope got mixed up with the next class of candidates things. So I need you to get that drug test done like ASAP, and then get it by Friday because it was overnight shipping. Or else we're gonna have to postpone it, and you'll have to wait, not for the November class, but I think it was the December class. And it's like, oh no, I already told my bosses, I already put in my notice like months ahead. And she's like, okay. So I rushed to go get my drug test done, and that was a hassle because they're like, we're booked, you can't wait, yada yada yada. I explained it, and the receptionist was super friendly and like squeezed me in between visits so I could get it done. So yeah, that was the third way how I almost just didn't go to training or get hired because of that clerical error as well. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I talk a lot, I like to talk, and since you guys wanted to hear these stories, I thought it'd be really, really cool for you to hear them. So yeah, thank you. I just want to say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you get post notifications. And I really like this interactive thing we have going on where I ask you what you want to see, and then that's what I film and post. But yeah, this is like a real interactive process. So don't forget to like, once again, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. It'll probably be in the corner of the screen somewhere around here or up here, with my username across all platforms is ARNESAHj, no spaces, no periods, nothing. It's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And lastly, I want to say thank you so much for your positivity, light, and love. And I also want to say, make sure to spread that to everybody in your normal lives and not just on social media. Your ex was using your phone at the front desk like that. Whoop. Positivity.